Happy Andor Tuesday. You might be saying, Sunny, what are you talking about? Let me explain. As you may have heard me talk about before, Andor Season 2 is rapidly approaching. We have 17 Tuesdays left until the first episode of Andor Season 2 is released. And to celebrate the continuation of one of my favorite Star Wars stories of all time, I thought that it was only fitting to do a little series dedicated to it. So every Tuesday from now until the release of Andor, and then after that as the episodes start coming out, I will be posting a video every Tuesday related to Andor. With that exposition out of the way, I thought that the first installment of this series was the perfect opportunity to help everyone get caught up. I have a list of 4 things that I think are going to be the most helpful for people who are going in completely blind or maybe need a little bit of a refresher, or even if you're really familiar with it and you just want to expand your knowledge. I think most obviously the first thing you're going to want to watch is Andor Season 1. Obviously, if you haven't seen the first season, the second season isn't going to make a lot of sense. Along the same line, you probably want to go ahead and watch Rogue One because that is what this season is leading us up to. And of course, Rogue One goes right into A New Hope, so if you want to throw that in there too, I don't think that it would hurt. And the 2 other recommendations I have for you are both books. The first one is Catalyst, a Rogue One story by James Luceno. This book follows Orson Krennic and Galen Erso, who is Jyn Erso's father. Jyn is the protagonist of Rogue One, if you're completely unfamiliar. The story kind of follows the Ersos and explains a lot about how they ended up with the Death Star project and how they got away from it. This is going to provide a lot of background context, and we know that Orson Krennic is going to be featured in Andor Season 2, so if you want to learn more about him, I think this is a great place to start. The last thing I recommend, if you've seen any of my other videos related to Rogue One, you probably know that this is coming. I think everyone should read this book. It's like the 3rd or 4th time I've mentioned this book in a video since I read it. If you want to see my full review, it's currently my pinned video, but a TLDR is that this is the novelization of the Rogue One movie, but I think that this adds so much nuance and context to the story and all of the characters, especially Cassian and K2, who we know is also going to be featured in Season 2. So if you are at all interested in these characters or their stories or how this relates into the original trilogy, I cannot recommend this book enough. It is so good. If you're more of a visual person and don't want to get into the books, there are also quite a few visual novels and comics related to Rogue One, so those are definitely something that you should check out if you're interested. That was my list. Let me know if you think I missed anything in the comments, and I'll see you next week for installment number 2. Bye!